If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time!
What up, what up?
Yo, what's up, bro? Can you hear me good?
Yo. I don't know what's going on with Bones, but welcome everybody to another episode of Straight Talk MMA.
Yo,
what's up, MMA brothers? What's going on, bro?
Nothing, chilling.
TGIF.
TGIF, let's go.
Yes, sir. We are here to break down UFC 312. Plessis versus Strickland 2. Live on pay-per-view tomorrow.
From Australia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There go the CEO in the building. So for them, it'll be Sunday night for us, or Sunday morning for us. It'll be Saturday night. Overall, what's your expectations from this card?
I expect for it to be a pretty decent card. The main event, we'll get to that when we get there, but I feel like the main event is going to be pretty good. The co-main event, a lot of questions will be answered. So I'm very much anticipating the co-main event for this one.
Yeah, this card is actually pretty top heavy. Yeah, it is Aussie time. This card is pretty top heavy. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the closest thing to a boxing card that I've seen in the UFC for a while, especially considering for it to be a pay-per-view. If you look at it, it's not really too much to get excited about, except for the co-main and the main. There's a couple fighters on there that that's kind of like up and comers. A lot of people making their debuts, and of course they loaded up with a whole lot of Aussies.
What's up, Mike?
Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi!
Let's go.
Let's get to it.
All right, so we're gonna start this one off. We're just gonna skip past the prelims and get straight to the main card because the prelims are. Hey, let me ask you this. So, looking at the card from last week, the fight night with Adesanya on it, right?
Yes, that was better last week.
Huh?
I said, yeah, last week's card was better.
On paper.
On paper, yeah.
Yeah, on paper. Yeah, Duplessis is popping. Strickland is popping too, but even still, man, come on, man. This reminds me of one of those, like, Khabib versus Poirier cards over there in Abu Dhabi, in the Middle East somewhere, where it's just like, it's coming on 3 in the afternoon, and or even like some of the old McGregor cards, where it's just like, it's top heavy.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate it. I don't feel like they should be putting this main card on even for the $80. Come on, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, look at the like Jake Matthews and Jimmy Crute. They're Australians, so they kind of cater to the Australian market. It's just that it's just that Australia doesn't have many big stars. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they could have put Tai Tuivasa on here.
Do we really want to see Tai Tuivasa on there? I mean,
he's Aussie. They could have put Brad Riddell. They could have brought him back from the dead. They could have put. They could do better, bro. That's all. I feel like they could do better. With that being said, I feel like the matchmaking is good. You get what I'm saying? So even though the name value ain't there, you won't see hardly anybody on this card.
Yeah,
but you won't see no numbers on this card except for the co-main and the main. But matchmaking wise, I feel like they did a pretty good job. And to kick off the main card, we have Jake Matthews, who seems like he's been in the UFC for like 30 years now, versus Francisco Prado. The reason why I said that about Jake Matthews is because he came on strong, and then all of a sudden it was like he kind of started. I think he went on like a 4-fight losing streak, and then you didn't see him for a while, and then he came back. It's almost like he rebranded himself, and then he went on the tear. And I think he lost his last fight, but here he is versus Francisco Prado. Francisco Prado, the Argentinian, really good striker, crisp boxer. He has power in his hands. Kind of reminds me of Michael Morales in a way. But he's definitely what time it starts, mate. I believe the main card starts at 10. So the prelims probably start at 6:30 or 7. But yeah, Jake Matthews.
Yeah, 6.
All right, prelims start at 6. So Jake Matthews, I feel like is the more well-rounded fighter. His last fight, he did kind of stand and bang a little bit with Esteban. No, it was Daniel Zellhuber, I believe. Zellhuber got the best of him in that one, but Zellhuber is more long. I do feel like Prado could get a finish here, unless Jake Matthews uses his wrestling and grinds out a decision. But I'm like, for picking for me and you, I'm gonna just go Jake Matthews by decision. So it starts 2 a.m. y'all. So what, y'all?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, where are you, MMA coach? Are you in Australia, or I mean, obviously you somewhere over there in the Western Hemisphere, but what part of the world are you from? All right, bro. So you got Jake Matthews, right? Make sure I take my notes. Jake Matthews, he should win this fight. We literally see him grow up in the octagon. I always kind of wanted him to go on a little win streak to see how far he can get. Maybe get to contender status. I just got a feeling that usually when things like this happen, usually the hometown people end up losing overall. So I'm gonna go with Francisco Prado for this one, by decision. Jake Matthews should win, but I'm gonna take the dog here for Francisco Prado. Let's go.
Fair enough.
All right, bro. Would you be surprised if you won or no?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Hey, Mike say, yeah, it's crazy earlier. My Kiwi homie is drunk messaging me. I like that word, homie. I'm gonna have to use it. Next up, we got the return of the one, the only, the unstoppable Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. Jimmy Crute is crazy to me that last time we saw him, he got finished by Alonzo Minifield. He put his gloves down, and then all of a sudden he just back from the grave. And,
Yeah, kind of weird. How it happened?
Yeah. Just it's like just to get on this card, I'm pretty sure because it's his hometown, whatever. Going against Rodolfo Bellato. Rodolfo Bellato does have power in his hands. Jimmy Crute is a marauder. He will come forward and just throw hands. I don't know. It's almost like he was fighting UFC guys. He went on like a 3-4 fight losing streak. Laid his gloves down. Started sparring in the gym and realized, oh, like damn, I'm good at this. But it's like, are you good at this, or are you just good at beating non-UFC fighters? Who knows? But here he is, probably off an 18-month layoff, coming against Rodolfo Bellato. I'm gonna pick Bellato to win by knockout because I feel like Jimmy Crute has absolutely no defense, doesn't move his head, comes rushing in, chin up a little bit, and he's either gonna knock out or get knocked out. I feel like the layoff, it could have helped him. He could be rejuvenated, but I just feel like Rodolfo is the more technical, explosive fighter, and I think he's gonna knock out Jimmy Crute.
To your point, bro, a lot of fighters they're monsters in the gym, but it don't translate when you get inside the octagon. And I feel like that's what we got in Jimmy Crute here. He was retired, and I didn't expect him to come back, you know. But he is back for his hometown fight. Like you say, he don't really have much of a defense. I was a huge fan of him, but Jamal Hill took that away when he knocked him out. And I just kind of felt like, you know, he was going to be a gatekeeper from there on out because it wasn't that he got knocked out. It was the way he did. Like, he didn't really get much offense in. He came in rushing in, you know. And then Alonzo Minifield kind of basically did the same thing to him to an extent, you know. So I feel like
Smith took his legs away. We saw that one live.
Yeah, we did. I feel like Bellato is going to take the dub here. And yeah, so I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I got Bellato.
And see, don't get me wrong. Like this fight is one example of it's good matchmaking because Jimmy Crute is not a boring fighter. All of his fights are exciting for as long as they last. So,
but so to your point, bro, Jasmine Jules the Vicious versus Bueno Breno Silva could have been on the main card of a pay-per-view. It was a prelim last week. You know,
absolutely. But then, like going back to the card last week, it was better on paper, but a lot of those fights were like they under delivered.
Yeah.
All right, next up, fight number 3 on the main card.
Oh, it's gonna be a banger.
The New Zealander Justin Tafa, Badman versus Talishan Teixeira. This is his UFC debut. He did get a contract off of the Contender Series. Teixeira is 6'9". Rangy striker, kickboxer. And this is pretty simple for me, huh?
I want to take this one first after you're done.
I'm already going, but go ahead.
All right. Just because I want to be the first to it, a lot of people are picking Justin Tafa. Like everybody I'm hearing, all the experts, all the podcasters, everybody is picking Justin Tafa to knock him out. I'm gonna go with Teixeira in this one, even though, you know, he do have his chin up and he is the less experienced UFC fighter in here. I'm gonna go with Teixeira to knock out Justin Tafa. Actually,
well, it's gonna be the other way around. Justin Tafa is gonna knock out Teixeira despite the size advantage Teixeira has. Justin Tafa throws bombs. Talisman Teixeira has he absorbs like 7 strikes per minute. I looked that up. So you don't want to absorb that from Justin Tafa. My money is definitely going to be Justin Tafa by KO. If you want to bet on this and play it safe, you could just parlay this with the Jimmy Crute fight and pick both fights to not go the distance because they won't. And good thing they won't because, I mean, none of these fights I don't feel like really mean much, like as far as in the divisions that they take place.
Correct.
Don't
Absolutely.
forget, this is Justin Toffert. It's not Junior.
I know.
All right, so
So I
and
got up at 1 a.m. after 3 hours of sleep just to find out that it's still 23 hours away. The fuck? This is Aussie time.
so what you I guess you take naps and then wake up to watch the fights.
Yeah, I always wonder how it is, bro, having a UFC fight come on at 2, 3 in the morning. Like that'd be weird for me.
You get done watching the fights and then the sun up.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's like, how do you go to sleep after some of these fights? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have trouble going to sleep here, and it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'd be feeling like, damn, we should do the preview podcast right now while it's fresh.
All right, so you got Tapa, I got Teixeira in this one. Let's
Yep.
go.
And hopefully those two fights are over with quick so we can get to the co-main event, Women's Strawweight Championship fight. The champion, Magnum Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Zhang Weili has been on an absolute tear. That's okay, Zay. I'll put you to sleep tonight. Yeah. So, Zhang Weili has been on an absolute tear. Tatiana Suarez. I've been calling for her to get a title shot for the longest. Her problem is she cannot stay healthy. She is undefeated, I believe, 15-0. She is the best wrestler in the women's division, period. Like, no matter what weight class. The best wrestler in the women's division. She also has great BJJ. I feel like with
She's
Patsy
better than Kayla Harrison, bro?
wrestling,
Yeah.
absolutely. Judo is a different story.
Okay.
But just wrestling and jiu-jitsu, absolutely. She is relentless. I've been saying that she should have been champ for a while. The only problem I have with them booking this fight is the fact that she was scheduled to fight Amanda Lemos, pulled out of that. Then was scheduled to fight Verna Jandarova, pulled out of that. And all of a sudden, she's in a title fight. It's been about 18 months since her last fight. Prior to that, she choked out former champion Andrade. She dominated. Who was that?
Montana De La Rosa.
Yeah, Montana De La Rosa. She dominated her. Pretty much every fight I've seen her in, except for the not Amanda Nunes. Nina Nunes. Except for that fight, that was the only fight where she didn't look dominant. And Nunes was on a 5-fight win streak going into that fight. So this is everybody's saying that this is Weili's toughest challenge. I feel like how can you say that after you saw the with her versus the war with her versus Joanna, and then she got beat by Rose twice. But on the flip side, Rose beat her first time with a head kick. Second time she was using her grappling. If Tatiana Suarez can get this fight to the ground, it'll be very, very interesting. I didn't put money on this fight yet because I feel like my intention was when it was announced was to bet on Tatiana Suarez because I felt like she was going to be a huge underdog. But Zhang Weili is an underdog slightly, but it keeps going back and forth. So I feel like the safe bet on this fight is over 2.5 or over 3.5 rounds. I don't know who's gonna get the dub. I feel like I feel like the UFC probably said, "Fuck it, your time is now." Instead of risking you getting injured again, we might as well just throw you in there and see what you got. But I think I gotta go with Lee just for the fact that until somebody knock her off, I can't really see it happening. And believe it or not, you know what they were trying to work on, right? Before they put this fight together?
What?
They were trying to work on Weili versus Valentina.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be next for her if she wins this fight.
Yeah, but I feel like they're gonna let Valentina fight
The French girl?
kickboxer. Yeah.
All right.
Man, they're gonna let her fight Manny Figueroa. They're gonna let Weili fight this fight if everything goes according to plan, which it very well could not. Then even if they both lose, they'll probably still fight each other. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. But I'm going with Lee. I just gotta see it to believe it.
Shout out to Brian. What's up, Brian? He said, let's go Jubilee, and he got Zing and DDP in a parlay. Mike, they talking about the UFC game. UFC, they be battling it out. I was at. I'm actually
on the P5. On the P5. No Diddy going on, nothing like that there.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked you got Suarez in this one. I mean, you got Wei Lee in this one because I thought you was gonna pick Suarez.
Yeah, and I probably would have if she would have been more active before this fight.
And see, I'm finna reference the Bilal Muhammad fight. You know what I'm saying? Because in that fight, I believe Leon was a favorite, and I knew Bilal would win that fight. The same thing with Marab and O'Malley. Even last time with Marab, you know, I feel like certain times they be disrespecting the champions to a certain extent. I'm not saying that Suarez isn't good. I think she is good, and I wouldn't be shocked if she did win this fight. But I'm just not convinced that she's gonna be able to take her down and hold her down. You know what I mean? For 5 rounds, you know.
She might be able to cover, but the way I see it is Tatiana has to win this fight off of wrestling, whereas Wei Lee can win this fight anywhere. The only thing that I feel like may compensate for her striking deficiencies versus Wei Lee is the big size difference, because Tatiana's going to have a huge reach and height advantage, so she may try to implement some kicks. I'm interested to see some growth and development in her striking.
Well, I'm curious.
It's not going to be on Wei Lee's level.
I'm curious
when they're going to close that distance.
I'm curious when they do the weigh-ins, the size discrepancy, how this going to look, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
He was about to call the E-police.
I'm gonna go with Wei Lee in this one. I feel like Tatiana, she may be able to get maybe 1 or even 2 rounds, but I feel like at some point she's gonna go in for a takedown, and I just trust that Wei Lee got a game plan and she got the wherewithal to be able to stifle them, you know, stifle the takedowns. And if it's a standing battle, obviously Wei Lee got the better stand up. And also, what happens when Wei Lee takes her down? Because we haven't really seen Tatiana offer her back too much, you know. So I feel like that's another strategy that Wei Lee can use too. She can take her down. And
Trevor said bet the house on Zhang, and I feel like he know what time it is because I believe he recently watched that Zhang versus Joanna fight.
Yeah, and it's like you got an all-around fighter versus a specialist, and usually when that happens, I choose to go with the all-around fighter. You know, so the more well-rounded fighter. So I got Wei Lee in this one.
I will say this: we have seen Wei Lee struggle off of her back, but
I just
on the flip side, never seen her finished on the ground. And even though Tatiana is a finisher, I just feel like we've never seen her go 5 rounds either. Wei Lee ain't just saying nothing new for her. You feel me? So I want to see what it look like in round 3 and 4.
Hey, I just feel like Wei Lee has evolved since the Rose fight because remember she did the Collar Esparza. That ain't nothing to sneeze at, you know. And then also young Xiaonan, she was able to stifle her, and she actually put her to sleep too, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm looking forward to this one a whole lot, just because it's a lot of unknown going into the fight.
And they do got the right 2 women. Like she, I feel like even though they got the right 2 women, but you know, I know you don't want to hear it, bro. But be on the lookout for Verna Jandaroba.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. Hey, shout out to Petty Mitz, who is Tatiana's boyfriend or fiance. I like to see him come to the UFC.
Yeah, he begging the PFL to release him. He want to relinquish the belt and everything. Him and Pitbull begging to be released too. Yep. So then he'll take a pay cut to come to the UFC. All right, last but certainly not least, we have rounds number 6 through 10, most likely, of the undisputed middleweight champ, Hard Knocks, Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. How you see this fight going down, bro?
For this fight, I would love to see Tarzan, Sean Strickland pull out the dub. I'm a fan of him. just because of his interviews and his press conferences. Not many fighters I can sit and watch the entirety of their press conference or their interviews, but Sean Strickland, I definitely can with him. And it's all authentic too. There's no character. He himself. And I respect that. You should also listen to what he said about Bryce Mitchell too. But anyway, for this one, I feel like Strickland, he's the master of using the jabs and the little teep kicks, and I feel like his method of victory is to press forward. But the Plessis, he's more well-rounded, and I can see him taking Strickland down a few times. I can also see him getting up against the cage in the clinch and, just kind of stymieing him a little bit. I don't see nobody getting finished in this one. If somebody was to get finished, I would say it would be Dricus with a submission, because he do got a underrated.
You think Dricus will get finished?
No. I'm saying he will submit Strickland if anything.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think Dricus will get finished. He got a very awkward style, bro. He actually be getting hit too, but it's just I don't know what it is. It's something about.
I know exactly what it is. It's his indomitable spirit, bro. He got like. He's stubborn. He, like Izzy said it himself, he refuses to quit. His will is unbreakable, and it's like he'll gas out and get a second win. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I respect Dricus a lot. I know a lot of people don't like him. But I'm finna pick Dricus to retain the belt and still UFC middleweight champ by decision here. I just
people
feel
don't like him because he's killing off all the middleweight heroes.
Yeah. But I just feel like he's more well-rounded, and I feel like he's a little bit more. He's definitely more versatile on the feet, I would say. Because Strickland, for as good as he is, I feel like his style can be figured out, and it can be easily game planned against.
Yeah, Strickland is 1-2, an occasional 3 with the hook every now and then, and
The teep kick.
teep kicks keep you at distance. Good at checking leg kicks. But he is extremely hard to hit. Dricus du Plessis, I mean, both guys have tons of heart. Who did you think won that first fight?
Honestly, I admittedly I'm a little biased, but I feel like Strickland did win. But I don't think that he got robbed. And I wasn't like upset with the decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that fight was a classic, very underrated fight. I'm not gonna say. I mean, it was a war. It wasn't like, oh my god, that was an all-time war, but it was definitely a war. Both guys fought hard. I felt like Strickland won the fight when I watched it the first time. The second time I watched it, I felt like he won. The third time I watched it, I'm like, damn, I don't know, maybe Dricus did win it. So it's one of those. It was just so close that no matter what the judges decided, you had to go with it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in this fight right here, I want Sean Strickland to win too. I'm a fan. I like how he is unapologetically him. Say whatever the hell you want to say. And I like his fighting style. Kind of remind me of the Mayweather of MMA, just not with the speed. And he's more of a blood and guts type of guy too, though. I feel like Strickland realizes. I mean, I feel like something to be said about him not having a belt. When he had it, he was openly like dismissive of it. But now that he doesn't have it, you can tell he really wants it back. So, and I feel like if he was just a little more aggressive in that first fight, so say what he want to say. Sounds like Mike is right material. Absolutely. Yeah, if him and Bryce Mitchell worked for any other organization, they probably wouldn't have a job. But yeah, I think Sean Strickland is probably going to be a little bit more aggressive. I feel like if he would have did a little bit more in that fight, because he outlanded Dricus and in significant strikes and total strikes. He definitely landed more shots if you look at the stats, but Dricus landed the harder shots, and I feel like that incidental headbutt that cut Sean open made it look worse than what it really was. And also
That's a very good point, bro.
Yeah. The takedowns were a big difference too. So I feel like if he just come out and be a little bit more aggressive, and I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised if Sean Strickland shoots a takedown. I know that sounds crazy. I know nobody will see that coming, but me. But I'm telling you, he got jits. He got wrestling. He just never uses it. Him and Suarez was in the same camp for this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to implement a little bit of wrestling. If even if you don't get the takedown, just to throw Dricus off and give him something to worry about, and no wrinkles to the game. On the flip side, we've seen people try to take Dricus down and end up on their back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a la Robert Whittaker. I mean, so Dricus is a pretty strong, sturdy dude. And I don't know, man. This is going to be a really good fight. My heart want to say Strickland, but my mind says go with DDP. And I kind of, it's like, for the way that they would match him up after this fight, I feel like the Strickland versus Chimaev fight has more heat on it. But I feel like Chimaev versus Duplessis is a better fight, matchup-wise. But we all know Chimaev is next. I am not betting on this fight at all. But I'm going to go DDP.
By decision?
Wait, who you pick?
I picked DDP.
I'm going to go Strickland.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. Say it again.
I said, I'm going to win this year.
No, I don't know about that, man. We only in January. Calm down. It's your birthday month. You know I had to give you some leeway. Now, as far as bets for this card, I'm going to tell y'all my bets because I'm such a nice guy. I got a parlay with Kevin Jousset, and for him to win straight up, and for Zhang Weili and Tatiana Suarez to go over 3.5 rounds. That's one parlay. I got Cody Steele and Kevin Jousset in another parlay, which I probably shouldn't have did that. I might want to cash that out and change it up just because I don't like putting one person in more than one parlay because then he could ruin them both for me. And I am going to go also Jimmy Crute, another parlay with Jimmy Crute, his fight to not go the distance. I'm going to add to that parlay with Justin Taffa to win by knockout. And I'm also going to add to that parlay. Let me see. Uno momento. I am going to add to that parlay. I'm actually putting it in right now. I'm going to add to that parlay Cody Steele to win straight up. Anything you want to touch on the prelims?
Yeah, right here. We all know I'm a huge, well, first of all, let's start with Cody Steele. Cody Steele, he going to smash. He going to win. I like Cody Steele, too.
Just like his Uncle Lexington, ain't it?
Yeah.
He going to smash.
Yeah, Cody Steele. He's a definite rising star.
All right, look. All right, so you say you want to talk about it? Go back to it. Let's do it.
All right, so basically, last season was the first season I started watching the Contender Series.
Because he was very for 2 years, y'all. I've been trying to wake him up, but
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, he got it. You've been telling me about it, but I was just like, But I watched it. I was very impressed. So I didn't see.
Appreciate you thinking black.
Bro, you give him the story since you've seen it.
All right. Cody Steele getting ready to fight on the Contender Series. The Contender Series, if you don't know, is a show they do about like 6 weeks during the summer. Every week is 5 fights, which makes 10 fighters. At the end of the night, Dana White come on and he'd be like, okay, he go through each fight and say, yeah, I like this guy, I'm gonna bring him to the UFC, or I'm not taking either one of these guys, whatever the case may be. Cody Steele's reputation preceded him the way lightning precedes thunder. Therefore, when his fight was scheduled, he was getting ready to walk out. They went to his opponent and were like, hey, yo, it's go time. And he was like, you know what? I just realized I don't want to fight no more. I think I'm gonna try my luck at math or science or figuring out just anything else that I can do besides fight Cody Steele. So his opponent literally pulled out. But first he pulled out, and then they talked him into fight, and then he was like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Then he pulled out again, and he was like, nah, I'm not doing it. So they gave Cody Steele his show money and his win money and brought him back the following week or 2 weeks later after that. And he had a dominant win. He is definitely a wrestler, but he is a wrestler that looks for finishes. Undefeated prospect. And like it's a lot of hype around him. Let's see if he live up to it. I do know one thing. I'm not sure who his opponent is. I believe he's a debuter also. But Cody Steele will take a lot of shots. He'll be shooting a lot, like his long lost cousin, Lexington.
Yeah. So I'm a Cody Steele fan. I'm looking forward to that one.
This one right here is a little interesting. You got Alexandre Tuporia, which is the older brother, I believe, of
Ilya Tuporia, my boy.
Yeah. Matador, the featherweight champ, undefeated. And he's going up against Colby. Don't judge it. No, that's not how you say it. You gonna say it right?
Thickness.
Yeah, I wouldn't call another man that, but you know, to each his own.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Tuporia name.
And Colby, by the way, is can't say the last name. I just can't do it. But Colby is also the protege of one Alexander Volkanovski. So you will see Ilya Tuporia in one corner, and Alexander Volkanovski in another corner. I have, from what I heard, Tuporia's brother lost one fight like 10 years ago. Never seen him fight, but apparently he's been on the tear in the regional scene, but he's been tearing through trash cans. Like, for example, his last fight, his last opponent is 3-11. So,
yeah. Wayne Kong, I like her because she always paints her face as the Joker. She's very, very good striking. Was kind of disappointed in her last fight because she underestimated her opponent and got knocked out. Bruna Brazil, all you need to know about her, she's from the Fighting Nerds. Plain and simple. She
destroyed Marlon McCann last time out, and Wayne Kong's claim to fame is she defeated Valentina Shevchenko in a Muay Thai fight. This would be an interesting fight, but I can't put money on that for the simple fact of Wayne Kong got to prove it to me, and she's too big of a favorite to just sprinkle something on that. Tom Nolan and Vyacheslav Borishev, aka Slava Claus. I started to pick for that fight to not go the distance, but I keep trying to tell myself, you don't got to bet on every fight. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave that alone. But I'm not a big, but I am definitely a fan of Slava Claus.
I like to see him win because she did that little crazy dance, the little Russian dance. It's pretty cool.
Straight up. Jack Jenkins, Gabriel Santos, nobody cares. Unless you care.
No.
And that's pretty much that for the card. I do want to ask a question of you.
What's up?
So, by the way, anything that y'all would like to hear us discuss, you can throw it in the chat, and we'll debate about it. Do you think Israel Adesanya is the greatest champion in UFC history? Because I do. And I want to hear your answer, and then I'll tell you. I want to hear, do you or do you not? And if so, why or why not? And then I'll tell you mine.
You gotta say, let's see, Anderson Silva, GSP, John Jones. I feel like Anderson Silva got a good case for it, and obviously GSP. I wouldn't give it to GSP, just because.
Because you're biased.
Yeah, bias, and plus, I'm also kind of taking into consideration like how dominant they were and what they did. You know what I mean? Anderson Silva's had some of the nastiest finishes, bro, that will live on in UFC legacy.
He's had some of the nastiest finishes, but he's also had some of the most boring fights as well. But yes, you can't take anything away from the fighter.
But
that was on his opponent. You're right.
Look at Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero. Israel Adesanya versus my boy Vittori Part 2. Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. Those fights weren't very exciting. You feel me? He dominated them, but they weren't very exciting. You know what I mean?
None of which were Maia versus Silva.
No, but I'm just saying. Let's not make it seem like every.
Hey, the chat exploded when I said that.
Wait.
Let me get to the comments real quick. I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
Mike said, "Do you think it's over for Izzy?" Yes and no. I'll explain when I give my answer to the question. Cupcake says yes, he was. Trevor says hell no. It's John Jones. Dean says no, and then Mike say what? Bones and Spider before him, and then Dean, bro, you have GSP, John Jones. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right. So what I was going to say is let's not make it seem like every Israel Adesanya fight was exciting, And even even look at Mike, Chuck Liddell, bro. Chuck Liddell helped put UFC on the map. You feel me? Like Chuck Liddell,
he did.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as greatest champion in UFC history, I don't know if I can just give it to him like that.
All right, you know why I give it to him?
I have an idea what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
All right, number one, from last week was his first non-title fight in 5 years. That's number one. Number two, no champion personified championship aura and just championship mentality, championship personality like Izzy did, in my opinion. Israel Adesanya fought 3, sometimes 4 times a year. No champion. You cannot find a more active champion, number one. And in a sport like this, especially, that is very rare. Like how many of those guys out of everybody y'all named, John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, you can find years where they defended their belt one time this year. You get what I'm saying? You can definitely look and find that. Like it's probably only 3 champions in UFC history, because I looked it up, that have had multiple years where they defended the belt more than once. Or should I say, you can only find 2 or 3 champions that defended their belt multiple times a year, every year. I put it that way. Israel Adesanya defended his belt more than anybody, and as the champion, whenever there was nobody lined up to fight him, like when he ran through the division, which is one of the other qualifiers, you have to run through your division. All of those guys did. All those guys y'all named did that, so I can't take that away from them. But so that's one that they all got together. The activity is something that Izzy stands alone on, and then the fact that when you have a champion that after the fight and he's already cleaned out like all of the top contenders, and he's calling out, okay, so since I cleaned out the top contenders, fuck a number. Let me just get the most dangerous guy at the time, a la Yoel Romero, a la Jared Cannonier, You get what I'm saying? Like he fought the most dangerous guys, and then to call out Marvin Vettori when a lot of people felt like Marvin won that fight the first time, and you know that his strength is your weakness, the grappling, and then to fight, to actually call out and set up and want to fight Poatan when you know Poatan has defeated you 3 times in a row in kickboxing. You call him out, you lose, and then what do? You call him out again? Like, I feel like it's something to be said for the shit that you can't measure by stats, like that championship medal, that indomitable spirit, that championship mentality, and then for him to know that he's not getting a championship fight and to come back and still fight the top contenders. A lot of former champions won't do what he just did last week. You get what I'm saying? Even though he didn't get the result he wanted. Like, so for me, I feel like all of those things combined make him the best champion ever. Like, I feel like if I was running an MMA organization and I could pick anybody, past, present, or future, to carry my belt, I will put it on him.
If I could pick anybody to carry my belt, I'd pick Brock Lesnar.
Oh, come on, man.
No, he not a part of the conversation, but I just had to say, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, so do I have an argument here?
You have an argument. I disagree with you though. I don't think it's because you seem to think that it's a clear cut. Like,
yeah, to me it is because of the immeasurables. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's more to it. I mean, granted, he did defend more than anybody else.
Well, I'm saying, so all the things that those other people have, he has those things, but he also has the things that they don't, as far as making sure that he don't leave the octagon without his next fight scheduled, making sure that he fight 3-4 times a year. And when you're fighting at the top of the division, you fighting that many times a year, like you can't, like it's almost like right now, like Poatan is doing the same thing, and when it's all said and done, I feel like he gonna be one of the guys to give a run for the money. How many champions do you know? Like, look, short notice. Hey, the main event fell out. I might need you to come fight next month. Like John Jones turned that down when it was against Chell. He won't take a short notice fight. We already know that. But Poatan and Izzy, yeah, I'm here. Let's go. Who is it? I don't care who it is. It don't matter. I'm there. I'm company man. You get what I'm saying? And regardless of what injuries you got going on, look, Poatan took it on short notice at 300 with a broken toe, and then took the next one with a toe still broken. You feel me? So I mean, like I feel like for it to be the tough guy business, a lot of people find ways to pull out of fights when they like it's not the right time. I don't feel good. I broke my pinky toe, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you're saying greatest champion ever, you got to take everything into account, and it's hard for me to put Izzy above Anderson Silva or John Jones. You know what I mean? For me,
and you know what else I could say about him that you may want to reconsider that statement?
What?
Izzy has never popped for steroids. Ha!
Yeah.
Ha!
Hey, I'm not gonna hold that against Jones or Silva though.
But you hold it against Vitor.
No, actually, I don't. I loved Prime Vitor when he was on P. What? The bad kick knockouts? Oh, it was amazing, bro. Biz being rock cold.
Yeah.
Who was it?
So he did that off of pure skill. You can't speculate if he was on something or not. Both of those other guys both popped for steroids. You get what I'm saying? Not taking away from their greatness, but I'm just saying.
Hey, we got a lot of comments, bro. Izzy is the reason why champs don't act like him. It's not worth it, says Mike. That's a good point. Dean, he said, look where that put him at now. He doesn't even want to get punched. He gets knocked out, and now he's just reached a point in life where he don't want to get punched no more. I think he's done.
Hey, so what out of all those people you named, what champion didn't fall off? That come with the goddamn territory. I don't care who it is. 9 times out of 10, the sport is done with you before you're done with the sport. Like, you very rarely see somebody go out like Robbie Lawler. Usually you go out on your back looking up at the lights. So, I mean, I don't hold that against no champion because every champion has their time, and at some point you will get beat. And at some point it will be over.
Trevor asked, how much is Izzy's camp paying you for this, bro?
Oh no, he ain't paying me nothing. I wish he was. I'm just calling it how I see it. Those are the things that I see that stand out to me with Izzy. Izzy is a company man like Cowboy Cerrone, a warrior. Yes, but this is a business. Let me see. And to maximize your career, you have to treat it with care. I mean, I hear you, but you cannot say that Izzy did not maximize his career because he can never step in the octagon again, and he's a millionaire. Cupcake. Bones. Thinking black. Oh, PEDs. Yeah, if you want to maximize your career, then take the needle in the ass. Facts, Mike. He's basically giving him a perfect attendance award. Mighty Mouse. Okay, hey, Liberty B4 Authority. I'm sleeping on Mighty Mouse. I got like he's. We should be ashamed of ourselves for not putting him up there in that conversation.
Yeah, I did think about him. I forgot to mention him. I started trying to argue against you so much, but yeah, Mighty Mouse is definitely up there too as one of the GOATs.
And if he held that belt for 4 years, I don't see how you could like say he could have done more. Like, how long is the championship reign supposed to last? I mean, John Jones held his for years, but he had to vacate it several times, and then he got popped. And Anderson Silva, he had the most title defenses. And even, I don't know, I just feel like, and with that being said, you fighting that much, there's that much more tape on you, and I think that's more of a kickboxing mentality. You get what I'm saying? Because him and Peloton both do the same thing, and you just look at those guys like Tyrone Strong and whatnot, and you look at their records, those kickboxers and those Muay Thai fighters fight all the damn time.
CT Flemings. John Jones had PED in 2017. I get it. But since then, he has been under a microscope, and he's been kicking everyone's ass.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, like he up there, but I just feel like if I was running a promotion, I would rather have Izzy is more reliable. And let's not forget, if Anthony Smith didn't have as much heart as he has, John Jones would have lost that belt to him. If the judges would have had their glasses on, he would have also lost to Dominic Reyes, who since then has just started back winning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not taking nothing away from John Jones, and I'm not trying to sound like a John Jones hater, but I mean, you could argue that John Jones has had a few hiccups as far as performance wise, and did he really win this fight or that fight? There are no fights that Izzy has won that you were like, I don't know, maybe he lost. Well, yeah, I take that back. Robert Whittaker. I felt like Robert Whittaker in that fight the second time.
Yeah.
But it's just a good little conversation, man. I wanted to see where everybody was at on that. Yeah. Vote on the poll in the chat. Who was the best? You got to put a few options in there. You got to put Mighty Mouse. You got to put Mighty Mouse, John Jones, Anderson Silva, and GSP. Is that good? Or Izzy? 5 choices.
5 choices: Izzy, John Jones, Silva, GSP. Or you can say GSP. I don't put Mighty Mouse. For all I care.
Yeah, do that.
John Jones.
What you think is next for Izzy? You think it's over for him?
I don't think Izzy want to go out like that, and bro, like that loss hurt me so bad. After it happened, you know, I just went in the room and just laid down. Like I didn't want to watch no more MMA. I didn't want to watch TV. Because it's like seeing one of your heroes fall, man. You know, well, not like considering my hero, but you know what I'm saying. Like
it just made it feel like the whole card sucked.
It's just Izzy is one of those fighters, bro, that like I never pictured getting knocked out by Nasruddin Imavov, although I did put money on it, and you know what I mean.
Hey, I heard somebody say something. I heard these two guys talking. It was a podcast I was listening to, and someone said, like, guy A said to guy B that the problem with Israel Adesanya is that he never evolved, and guy B's response was, no, you got it all wrong. Izzy was the evolution.
Yeah.
I gotta agree with that. You feel me?
Yeah. I think as far as with this fight, DDP versus Strickland, the winner gets Kamzat and the loser faces Nasruddin.
Yeah, I think so too. But if they don't put Nasruddin against Caio Bahalio first.
Man, I feel like he just knocked out a legend, bro. He shouldn't have to do 2 more fights, bro. I don't know.
But see, yeah, so what's next for Izzy, man?
Uh,
And before you answer that question, shout out to Nasruddin, man. Like that's that GOAT effect when it's like when you get that win, the story isn't about you, it's about them. You get what I'm saying? So I want to give him his credit where credit is due.
Trevor said the fight shouldn't have been stopped. I didn't have a big problem with the stoppage. I don't know. Did you have a problem with the stoppage or no?
No, I did at first, but I think it was just my biasness. After seeing it again, I was okay with it, and Izzy's coach was okay with it. And after Izzy watched it again, he was okay with it. But I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if
because
that's just him being a champion, you know.
bro, if the ref wouldn't have stopped, he wasn't defending himself at all. He would have got put out unconscious. You feel me? And I don't want to see that. You know. But as far as what's next for him, he takes like a extended time off, maybe 8 months to a year, and then come back and fight somebody else. You know, like a lower contender, bro. Like
I was going to say, the thing with Izzy is, and this is the sign. All right. So, all right, look. Thing with Izzy is, every time he loses now, it's quicker than the last time. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he looks amazing until he loses. He was beating the shit out of DDP, and then he lost. He was beating the shit out of Nasruddin Imavov, and then he lost. I mean, he was beating the hell out of Poatan, and then he lost. Came back and won the rematch. Sean Strickland dominated him. But I would like to see Izzy come back in a 3-round fight, and I would like to see him fight lesser competition. Is that something he can get himself motivated to do? I don't know. That's something he got to decide for himself. If it's not something he can get himself motivated to do, then he should go ahead and retire. But regardless of what he do, I will always be an Izzy fan, and I will always respect like the sport. He left the sport in a better place than he found it. You feel me? In my opinion. And if it wasn't for Izzy, we wouldn't have a Poatan.
Yeah. Izzy is done being a champion, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
You know, so I would like to see him get like 2 more fights in and probably retire.
And he don't need the money.
No. Mike say Izzy need to sit down, go to Africa, and start a team like a beat. Hey, I don't know if you know this, Mike, but Kamaru Usman, who's Nigerian, he got his own MMA promotion over there that he is funding. And there's a lot of African beasts out there, bro, that's going to be transitioning to mainstream MMA within the next couple of years.
And they are building a performance institute out there too. They just put one in Mexico. Now they're building a performance institute in Africa.
Once they start transitioning, and because right now a lot of them are just straight up raw power, and like they'll knock you out, but they ain't really got the stamina, and they're not well rounded. I would say, you feel me? But once they put the performance center out there and they start evolving, oof, that's gonna be amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
CT Fleming say, I really feel Izzy is that dog, but John Jones was more strategic. Yeah, I will say no fighter has a fight IQ like John Jones. And don't get it twisted. John Jones do got some dog in him. He's a tough SOB, like for sure. To see him when he fought Charles Sonnen and his bone was sticking out, and he fought through that. When Vitor Belfort had him in that armbar and hyperextended his elbow, he fought through that. That war with Alexander Gustafsson, he fought through that. DC caught him with some hell of a shots, and he just ate him. John Jones got a chin, man. Like, people sleep on people, I guess, because it's not on display, but that's a good thing because of his fight IQ. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, Usman understood the rumors for 2 teams. John Jones is the GOAT to me. I can't argue that. John Jones is the GOAT. 100%. I agree on. I mean, you can't argue that at all. But I just feel like to me, the word champion means so much more than just like what's displayed in the cage. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I want to point out something.
What's up?
Nobody in this chat, nobody at all, mentioned Khabib, and I love it.
They didn't mention McGregor either.
That goes to my point. What I be saying about Khabib, you know what I mean? Yeah, even I didn't mention McGregor. He's not one of the. If you're gonna put like as far as what they did in the octagon, he's definitely not one of the greatest champions. You feel me?
For the record, I think the whole MMA community as a whole can agree that if you was building this fighter from scratch, he would equal out to John Jones. John Jones is the character that you build on Madden and you put everything at 100. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Khabib is like a GSP clone to me. Hey, Trevor still asked with all that, what is your case for Izzy?
What is my case for him as far as what? What should he do next?
I assume so.
I feel like he should do whatever the hell he want to do, man. Like he got $3 million for that fight last week. You get what I'm saying? I'm not backtracking at all. Izzy is the best champion ever, like period, point blank, in my opinion. Izzy is the best champion the UFC has ever had, and I feel like I'll be old and gray before another Izzy come around. Like I feel like he's the best champion ever. I made my case for him. He kept the schedule, and he always had what was lined up next. He lapped the division twice. I mean, what more can you say? The way he carry himself like a champ. He know how to promote and sell a fight, and then he delivers in the octagon every time. Even in his losses, you have never ever seen a boring Izzy fight. Well, I take that back. The Yoel Romero, but if you understand Yoel's style and who Yoel was, like you understand why Izzy had to fight him that way, and that was just as much as Yoel fight as Yoel's fought on me as well as Izzy's. John Jones is Tom Brady and Izzy is Lamar Jackson. Nah, bro, you tripping on that one. That being said, any other topic you want to touch real quick?
No.
Knocked out John Jones at heavyweight. Dean, stop it. Cut it out.
Hey, just two more bits of news before we get out of here. Brandon Royval has pulled out of his fight against Manel Cate, and Dominic Cruz officially announced his retirement. We're gonna have to do something for him, because he got injured in his supposed fight too.
Hey, check out John Jones versus Ovince St. Preux, Mike. Yeah, that was a good little topic. I got the chat fired up with that one.
Hey, wait, I like Khabib ain't fight since he was 28. He's nice, but he tapped out. He can't be in the GOAT discussion. No, Khabib never tapped out.
Yeah, Khabib retired 29-0. Bet John Jones can't beat Mahomes. Hey, no. Hey, man. Not when you got the zebras on your side, man. Mahomes is untouchable right now. That was his first one back, and it wasn't boring. He was rusty. Hey, you know what's funny? It's crazy how
he took out of his career. Yeah. Khabib ain't no GOAT, man.
I think it's funny how I'm guilty of it too. How we tend to see things like your biasness can really cloud your judgment. I know somebody that's a Kansas City fan that cannot see the refs cheating for them. Like he don't see it. He don't see it at all.
That's insane.
When it was you know who it is.
Yeah,
when it was Tom Brady, and he was getting the Mahomes treatment, but that was obvious.
Yep.
That won't stand for Mahomes or Kendrick Lamar hate.
But all right.
So that's pretty much that, man. Good luck tomorrow. Hope y'all all make some money. I hope I make some as well. And this was cool. I appreciate the interaction. Thanks to all the audience on Twitter, on everywhere. No matter where you're watching from, we appreciate it.
Hope y'all have a good night, good weekend. Enjoy
the fight tomorrow. Sunday at 11 a.m. 11 or 11:30?
11.
All right. See y'all Sunday, 11 a.m. Like, subscribe. Till then, be safe out there. Peace.
Peace.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Being smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find